We are here at the Magical Tree of Life with Rabbi Gabriel Cousens. And Gabriel, compared to a cooked food or non-vegetarian diet, how does living foods awaken the soul's most noble qualities of service, divine consciousness, and love for all beings?
It's a very interesting question, and Gabriel's going to answer it from the point of view as a yogi for 36 years, a Native American sun dancer, rabbi, and also a holistic medical physician. So we have a bunch of different angles on how we're looking at it. And what happens in a simple way is that live foods opens you up, opens the potential up to commune much more intensely with the divine. And that's a simple way of putting it. Hanuman, the great servant of Rama, put it this way. He said, "I have complete disgust for cooked food." And that's an actual quote from Ramayana. Now, why? Why is it the ancient rishis ate live foods? And they understood that it increased the prana. When prana expands, consciousness expands. That's why. And as we got a little bit clearer with it in the book Spiritual Nutrition, Gabriel here points out explicitly that it isn't just about increasing the prana, but it is also about increasing the tejas, the fire, which has to do with enzymes, life force in that way, and also the ojas, which is the deep, sustainable qualities that allow us to maintain intense spiritual practices and at the same time be able to hold our sexual energy and, in a sense, the primordial strength. So we need strength, we need the fire of Kundalini, the fire of the energy, and the prana, which is the life force energy. All those things are greatly amplified in live food, and that's why the ancient yogis did this, and this is why even Hanuman 6,000 years ago or 7,000 years ago actually said it. So that's how it works in a simple way. In a more detailed way, you're going to have to read Spiritual Nutrition because we outline it in great detail. A second understanding of live foods is that live foods upgrades our genetic expression to its highest potential. Junk food living, which is drugs, alcohol, Hostess Twinkies, that kind of consciousness, creates a veil of darkness. And a live food diet that's a vegan live food diet, organic vegan live food diet, emphasize those 2 points, helps us go to the inner self, naturally takes us to the inner self. And that's why we see what's going on in America and really around the world is these contrasts and why so many more people are turning on live foods because they want something more in life. We look at diabetes and we see 82% of diabetics, type 2 diabetics, are overweight and 48% are obese. Where did that come from? Because there's never enough food to feed the hungry soul. When we eat live foods, we're getting soul food in the most literal way. We're literally having the opportunity to connect with the deep soul of the planet because the living food is the outgrowth of the planet. It's the offering of the planet. And the planet, from our Kabbalistic shamanic point of view, is actually a living soul reflecting the light of the divine. And that's what we're doing when we're doing live foods. When you cook it, it's no longer alive, it's no longer, the soul element has been cooked out of it.
Wow, thank you. That's such a beautiful answer, and it just radiates. I can just feel it. I feel so blessed to be sitting here next to you. One more question. How would you say adopting a spiritual culture along with living foods diet creates more abundance for all beings?
Living foods is a life force jet fuel. However, if you don't know how to fly the airplane, you don't know how to fly the jet, it can get you a little imbalanced. And so by funneling it through the energies of the spiritual life, we have a non-generic or a generic form, which we call the 6 foundations and sevenfold peace. It funnels the energy in a way that grounds you enough to be able to focus the incredible amount of life force energy that comes through the spiritual, through the live food, which then actually is more readily able to transmute into spiritual energy, and from that everything else comes into place. As King Solomon said, vanity of vanities, everything under the sun is of no use. What is only of use is to know the divine. In that context, we always will have the abundance we are allotted in this lifetime to serve God and be an expression of the divine.
Thank you so much. Tree of Life, Patagonia, Arizona, with Rabbi Gabriel Cousens on Raw Food Stories. Thank you so much.
Good.
Aloha.